Hi everyone, my name is Cyprienne, and today I'm going to show you how to make my Country Charm Crochet Headband. This is such a fun and easy pattern, and it's perfect for if you're looking for a quick project or a quick gift, especially this time of year. The pattern is available for free on my blog, and it has sizes toddler to adult. One of the best things about this pattern is how easy it is to customize. You're working the length of the headband as you go, so you can just keep adding rows or taking them away as needed for a perfect fit. So super easy to make pretty much any size. For this headband that I'm making today, I used Brand Wool-Ease Roving, which is a beautiful yarn. It's 100% wool, so what I would say if you're making it for kids and you're going to need to wash it a lot, I would stay away from this yarn for the kids. And also it's itchy, but it does look absolutely stunning when it's worked up. It just has that classic feel to it. I don't know. To me, it kind of it kind of looks expensive. So you need about 60 grams of yarn. I'll be demonstrating the adult size today, and I'll be using my Furls 6.5mm crochet hook. Now, I do need to mention that if you don't have a 6.5, you can comfortably go all the way down to a 5mm hook. With this stitch, it looks great, but it will be not as high. So you might want to go a size up. And then, like I said, you're working the length as you go. So it's super easy to change up the hook size and still end up with the size you need. So just want to mention that because, of course, we don't always have everything on hand, and it's nice to save money where you can. So just a reminder, this is available on my blog, and it is available on Etsy as a PDF download, and will be 50% off for the next few days after I upload this video. So go ahead and grab everything you need to get started. It's super, super simple. This is not a beginner tutorial, but if you know how to chain stitch, single crochet, and double crochet, I really think that you'll be able to do this. And I do encourage you, if you're a beginner, to use the YouTube settings to slow the video down so that you can keep up, and of course pause and rewind as needed. And there'll be timestamps below that you can use to jump around. So definitely give it a try. It's a beautiful headband, and the nice thing about this is it works up pretty fast. So the first thing that we have to do is, of course, start with our slip knot, and then we're going to go ahead and chain 16. Okay, so I finished my 16 chains, and then what we're going to do is just create a foundation row by working a single crochet in every stitch across, and we're just going to start in the second chain from the hook. So that's your first chain and your second chain. So just go ahead, and if you're new, just make sure that you consistently work between the second and the third strand. Okay, so just go ahead and work a single crochet all the way across, and that at the end of that row, you'll have 15 stitches. So I'll go ahead off camera and work those stitches up. Then we'll meet up, and we're going to start right into the texture. Okay, so that is our foundation row done. It's wanting to twist on me, but there you can see. Okay, so that's my 15 stitches. Then we're going to just chain one and turn our work. And then working directly into this first stitch right here, we're going to work 3 double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. Then we're going to skip over the next 2 stitches. So you're going to skip these 2 stitches, 1, 2, and then you're going to work 3 double crochet in the next, and you're going to do that all the way across. Now, okay, so go ahead and work row 2. You should have 5 clusters at the end, and then when you finish, all you're going to be doing is working a half double crochet in that last stitch there, chaining 1, turning and moving on to row 3. Now I made an error when I was counting my foundation chain, and I only have 1 stitch here, but you should have 2. If you only have 1, that's totally fine. It doesn't make a difference to this particular pattern, so don't rip it out, just keep working ahead. Okay, so for this row, we're going to be working into the spaces and into the stitches below. So we're going to start with a double crochet into the space, and then we're going to double crochet into the stitch below. So if you have 2 stitches there, put that double crochet into the first stitch, and then we're going to work another double crochet into the same space as we worked the first one. Okay, so let's do that again in the next. So you're going to work a double crochet into the space. You're going to work a double crochet into that first single crochet below. And then you're going to work another double crochet back into that space. So go ahead and work that all the way across. And then you're going to end just like we did on row 2. You're going to be placing a half double crochet into that last stitch, but I'll go ahead and work this row and meet up with you, and then we'll move on to row 4. Okay, so I've gone ahead and finished that row. I'm going to skip the last 2 stitches and place a half double crochet into that very last stitch. And we're going to chain 1 and turn. Now this is really similar to the previous row, but all we're going to be doing now, instead of working into the single crochet moving forward, we're always going to be placing the double crochet in the middle stitch of this cluster. Okay, so place it right there. So we're going to go ahead and make a double crochet into the space. And then we're going to work a double crochet into that stitch right there, which is the middle double crochet of the cluster below. And then we're going to go back into that space and work another double crochet. So let's do that again. Moving over to the next space, we're going to place a double crochet. And then we're going to work into the middle double crochet below. And then we're going to work back into the space. And we're going to do that all the way across. And you should always have 5 clusters at the end of each row. If you have more, then you've done something wrong. You're going to have to rip it out and go back, because you'll end up with the dreaded uneven edges. So you just always want to make sure that you have 5 clusters. Oh, and another thing is, I have to tell you, when I was making these, there was a few times, because I was watching TV and not paying attention, where I only did 2 stitches in the cluster by accident. And again, just keep going. It's a very, very forgiving pattern. And if you work 2, just work into the stitch, the middle stitch. So if say below here, you only place 2, work your long double crochet into the middle one, not this one, because then it'll kind of go off to the side. I hope you understand what I mean. Anyways, just keep going. In the scheme of things, when it's done, nobody's going to notice unless they are really giving it a once over. So I love patterns that are forgiving, and you can just, keep going, even when you mess up. Okay, so I'm at the end here. All I'm going to do is place a half double crochet into that last stitch, chain 1, and turn. And that's it. So that's all you're going to do for the rest of the pattern. So just go ahead and do that until it measures 20, 21 inches, depending on what kind of fit you need, who you're making it for. And then once you're done with that, come back and I will show you how to close these holes, and we're going to do that signature twist in the front. I love these headbands so much. Okay, so I hope you have the knack of it, and I'll meet up with you soon. Okay, so now that we finished the base of our headband, all we're going to be doing is closing off the holes here, and then we will create the middle, like the knot of the headband. So we're just going to chain 1 and turn. Now, instead of working our stitches into the space, for this row, we're going to be working directly into the stitches. So the first thing that we're going to do is a double crochet into that middle stitch of the cluster below. And then we're going to skip 1 stitch and work a single crochet into the next 2. Like that. Okay, and then we're going to work a double crochet into this middle stitch here again. And then we're going to skip 1 and work into the next 2 stitches, a single crochet. So just do that all the way to the end, and then we'll meet up and do the knot of the middle of the headband. Okay, see how that's closing up there? That looks pretty nice to me. Okay, I'll meet up with you soon. Okay, so I've gone across and you can see all those holes are closed now. So all you want to do is just fasten off, and you're going to leave a fairly long tail. I'm probably going to do mine about 20 inches. Better to be long than short, because you don't want to run out when you are trying to attach it to the headband. And on my yarn I can just break, but you'll probably need to cut yours. Okay, so I have my yarn needle here. If If you haven't seen these ones before, actually, I'll hold it up against that. These are so nice when working with yarn because almost any yarn fits in this little plastic loop. Now, I've lost a bunch of mine, and unfortunately, when I went to buy them, oh my gosh, they were expensive. But I'll put a link in the description if you're looking for them. You can find them on Amazon. Okay, so you'd want to weave this end in first, so I'm just going to do that quickly. Okay, so I cleaned that up. Now, all you're going to do, this is super, super easy if you've never done it before, just fold each end in half. This is actually my wrong side, so I'm just going to flip it over. So I'll fold that in half, like that. And then you're going to fold the other half the exact same way. So you've got both of them like this, and then just open them like it's a little mouth and put them in like this. Okay, just want to make sure that the ends all line up, so just pull those up because we're going to be stitching through those. Okay, now take your yarn and needle. So you're just going to work through and make sure that you catch all the stitches. Okay, so you can see I'm underneath them all and pull that through. And now you're going to do the exact same thing again, just working underneath those stitches there and catching them in all 4 layers. And you want to pull it fairly tight. So just continue to do that back and forth all the way to the end. Okay, I just want to show you something here. You'll see, even though I've gone across, this is a little bit loose here. It doesn't look particularly secure. So just go ahead and take any extra stitches that you need to take to make that really secure. Oops, I shouldn't have done that. I'm going to take that out because I should have pushed my yarn needle across. Anyways, just make sure that the ends of each side are nice and secure. Okay, so I've woven those through and I've cut my ends off. And now the last thing you have to do is just turn it right side out. And that's how you get that beautiful knot at the front. Like that. Oh, I love that headband. That is one of my favorites. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you really enjoyed this. Don't forget that this is a free pattern over on my blog. It has sizes toddler to adult, and it is also available as a PDF download in my Etsy shop. As always, just after I release my videos, it will be 50% off for the next few days, so it's a fantastic time to grab this and add it to your stash. Anyways, if you make this project, I'd love to see it over on Instagram at Pretty Darn Adorable, and until then, have a great day. Bye-bye.